Off we go. Here we go.
Yeah, just go for it.
Talking like two old women there, honestly. Dear me, time flies. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrow in the Field. We need to get on with things. We're short of time. Here we are, back again after our small break from pod blasting last week. And we're off up to Kelso today, taking in 3 races from their Party in the Paddock Saturday card. All 3 races being shown live on ITV. And then we stay in Scotland for the next round of our Football Trixie Battle, top, middle and bottom. Racing first, though, and to Kelso we go, starting with the Go North Cab. Go North Cab on Target handicap hurdle over 2 mile 5 furlongs. Yes, Cab on Target, of course. The Go North Cab on Target handicap hurdle over 2 miles 5 furlongs due off at 2:25. First of our 3 races under analysis this week. And can you start us off with that, Ben? Welcome along.
Oh, Tony, yeah, a bit of a mouthful. That the title. Nice and chunky handicap, though, to start things off with. Probably a good few you could make some sort of chance for. Finally narrowed things down to I Am Max, Ballyfort, Harper Valley and Nordic Tiger. I Am Max runs here for Sandy Thompson. He's still very much on his 5th hurdle run, only his 4th in a handicap hurdle. Sandy Thompson and Ryan Mania, they've got some solid stats at Kelso, especially over trips at 2 mile 5 to 3 mile. And we're runners that have at least one start this season and start at 12 to 1 or less since 2020 with those types. They are 16 wins from 43, 10 others in the places, 37% win strike rate, over 43 points profit. I Am Max will fit those stats here. Definitely one of interest. Ballyfort, trained by Nick Alexander, comes here off the back of a wide margin win at Ayr at the start of this month. He's taken a big step up in class from that win. That was class 5. He's also stepping up past 2 mile 1 for only the 2nd time in his career. Needs to prove he's up to the class level and that he stays a longer trip. What we've seen from him so far maybe suggests he isn't up to a race of this nature or indeed up to staying the trip. However, the difference this time is he had a wind up prior to his win at Ayr last time out. Well, that clearly seems to have made a big difference to him. I did dig about in GeeGeez Gold for some wind-up stats. Nick Alexander geldings in handicaps on their 2nd start off a wind-up. There are 9 wins and 3 places from 31 starts, 29% win strike rate, over 19 points profit. So the wind-up for these types for Nick Alexander does continue to have an impact past the first run. And indeed, the stats are quite a bit better on the 2nd run. So there's a good chance the improvement Ballyfort showed last time out continues onto this run, and he's one that's also on my radar, Ballyfort. Harper Valley, constable winner at Musselburgh last time out. He's run well over his 2 mile 5 Kelso trip previously. 2 seconds and a third from 4 starts over the course and distance. So it goes well here. Switching up headgear with him for this run. Visor back on instead of the cheek pieces he wore last time out. His record when running with a switch of headgear reads a 5th, a neck 2nd and a win. So he's maybe just a horse that needs things switched up to keep him interested. And he's another that's on my radar, Harper Valley. And Nordic Tiger, he's the other on my shortlist. He's been struggling for form recently, but I just wonder if he's maybe been stuck a bit too high in the weights to be competitive. Now, the handicapper has been dropping him. He's now only 1 pound above his last winning mark, so he's pretty much back to a mark where he can be competitive again. His trainer, Harry Derham, he's got some solid stats at Scottish tracks in the January to March period. Special horses coming off breaks of more than 30 days. 7 winners and 4 placed from 14 runners, over 14 points profit on the win side, over 20 points profit on the each way side. So certainly some potential for Nordic Tiger to bounce back to a bit of form here. Again, so it's a sort of race where I might not have even mentioned the winner there. Another 3 or 4 at least I could make a case for, but I'm going to plump for I Am Max and Ballyfort. I Am Max is around 5 to 1, Ballyfort around 11 to 2, 6 to 1. So I Am Max and Ballyfort for me. Tony, what you got in this handicap hurdle?
I've got two different... Well, no, I've got Harper Valley, mate. Won over hurdles for the fourth time at Musselburgh in February, beating 9 rivals by a length on good to soft ground off a £5 lower mark. 3 place efforts from 5 visits to Kelso. Has won on good ground and is 3 from 15 on a left-handed track. That is Harper Valley, available at around 11 to 1. Hopefully that can go well. And my other one that isn't on your list is Sevar. And that's around 14 to 1. Won a bumper in June on rattling good ground before wins in a maiden and novice hurdle in October and December. Second of 11 on handicap debut earlier this month, and looks a little big, Saviour, at around 14 to 1. Is 2 from 2 on good ground, is 2 from 4 left-handed, and 3 from 3 on a slightly undulating track. So 14 to 1 does look a little bit big for me, Saviour. For John Joe O'Neill and jockey Benjamin Macy claiming £7 in the saddle there. That's around 14 to 1. And Harper Valley at 11's agreeing with Ben there. 3 o'clock, Mares Novice Hurdle, Handicap Hurdle, Class 2. It's a series final handicap over 2 miles. Ben, your thoughts on the 3 o'clock?
Yeah, a serious pot on offer here for the Mares Novice Handicap Hurdle, over 51 grand to the winner. Unless I'm missing something obvious, then I think this might be the most viable Mares Novice Handicap ever run. You can find one worth more than 30 grand to the winner in at least the last 20 years. So great work to the people behind getting this Mare series put together. It looks a strong renewal as well. I narrowed the field down to the following 2. Lizzie Luna and Northern Air. Lizzie Luna was a winner last time out at Musselburgh for Ewan Will handicap hurdle debut here. I just wonder if they've been teasing her along in maiden and novice company, keeping their powder dry and just waiting for this big spring pot to come along. Ewan Willens is a trainer that does well with his hurdlers at Kelso, especially those aged 5, 6 or 7 at the start at 16 to 1 or shorter. Have had 2 or more starts in the season and are coming in off a break of 12 to 45 days. Since 2022 with those types, he is 8 winners and 3 placed from 20 runners. 40% strike rate and over 48 points profit. In February and March with those types, he's 6 wins and a place from 9 runners. So just wonder if this has been a bit of a long-term plan for Lizzie Luna. Northern Air is the other on my shortlist. She is one of 2 in the race for Fergal O'Brien. He's a trainer that does well on his raids north to Kelso, especially with his runners that recorded a top 4 finish last time out. Since 2018 with those types, he is 12 winners and 5 placed from 22 runners. 55% win strike rate, 77% win and place strike rate, and over 18 points profit. And Northern Air won a maiden at Taunton in January. That race has been working out well enough. The 3rd, 4th and 5th have all won since. She also has some form with a horse called Navajo Indy, who she finished 2nd to on hurdle debut around this time last year. Now, that horse has since gone on to win the Jerry Fielding and then finish 3rd behind Joyeuse in the William Hill hurdle, both in Newbury. And Navajo Indy is now rated 129, so not hard to think that Northern Air probably has a bit to play with off her mark of 110. And I'm happy to play both that 2. And Northern Air around 11 to 2, 6 to 1 in places, and Lizzie Luna around 10 to 1, 11 to 1. So Northern Air and Lizzie Luna for me. Tony, what you got for this Mares handicap?
I've got a couple more at double figure prices. Tour Overly at around 10 to 1. Tour Overly for Evan Williams, Isabel Williams in the saddle. Decent form in winning similar types of races at Ludlow, Newbury and Taunton this season, but was clearly out of her depth at Cheltenham last week in the Mares Novices Hurdle, but not disgraced, finishing 9th of 23. So I think that's catered into the price as well. Tour Overly and at around 10 to 1. 2 from 4 on good ground. Winner over a similar trip. 2 from 10 left-handed and 4 from 10 on a slightly undulating track. And I think back in this grade, Tour Overly can go well and possibly hit the frame with a number of firms paying 4 places on this race. And a Soda for Paula Smith, little-known trainer Paula Smith, Emma Smith-Chaston in the saddle, claiming £3. 5-year-old mare, off the mark unstable debut at Catterick earlier this month in a mare's novice hurdle over a similar trip. 2 lengths down in second, mind you, when left in the lead at the last, going on to win by 12 lengths. But they're there to be jumped, and Asorda did indeed jump and ended up winning by 12 lengths thanks to a fall at the last from one of the rivals. Can certainly hit the frame at this big price, and around 18 to 1 now, with some bookmakers paying 4 places. So Asorda each way, and Tour Overly each way in that 3 o'clock. Onto the 3:35 Ladbrokes Handicap Chase, Class 4 Handicap over 2 miles and 1 furlong. Ben, what do you reckon?
Yeah, just 6 going to post here, but 4 course and distance winners amongst them, all 4 who are back on winnable handicap marks. The other 2 runners are both relatively unexposed over fences, so an interesting affair despite the small field. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to go for the least exposed runner in the field, and the one with the most upside still to come to his game, and that is Flash du Pistolet for Stuart Coulthard. Flash du Pistolet comes here off a very easy win at Newcastle at the start of the month. He's been raised £6 for that win, but I doubt an extra £6 would have stopped him that day, so he should be able to defy his new mark. His trainer Stuart Coulthard has some strong stats with similar types to this. If you look at it, the trainer in handicap chases with horses that start at shorter than 5 to 1 and that one last time out within the past 20 days, you get stats of 18 wins and 10 placed from 44 runners, 41% win strike rate and over 24 points profit. So he's a trainer that places these types well off the back of a win. Indeed, at Scottish tracks for those types, he has 7 wins and 2 seconds from just 10 qualifiers. So really strong with these types at the Scottish tracks. And Flash du Pistolet is who I'm siding with here. I think 11, a decent price in this field. So Flash du Pistolet for me. Tony, what you got for this handicap chase?
I've got a couple in it. I've got the old boy Gold de Bois at 9 to 2, and I will be dutching him with Flash du Pistolet. Nice to see we're going for that one. 11 to 4 off the mark on his 10th career start, and at the 7th time of asking over the larger obstacles, beating 6 rivals by 4.5 lengths off a £6 low mark at Newcastle on good ground earlier this month. Flash du Pistolet. Trainer Stu Coulthard may have finally got to the bottom of this 7-year-old, and as you say, he's off a £6 lower mark, and that wouldn't have stopped him either at Newcastle. So Flash du Pistolet, very keen on that. And the old boy Gold de Bois, 11-year-old now, 3 from 10 over course and distance, another 3-place efforts to boot there. Won his last race here in December, beating 5 rivals by a length off a £2 lower mark, rated 134 when finishing second of 6 on good ground over course and distance 3.5 years ago. Now on a mark of 114, £20 lower. And I think if he's in the mood, because he has his own way of doing things nowadays as an 11-year-old, he can still give a good account at around 9 to 2, and hopefully either beat the Bollinger and Krug, rather. That's well fancied. He's 10 now. And Escape and Evade also for James Hewitt. They're all at the top, pretty competitive at the top of the market. But Flash du Pistolet and Gold de Bois on a Dutch there in the 3:35. Football time.
The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, GeeGeez peeps, man.
Yes, time for round 31. Round 31, what's going on there? Top, middle and bottom. An update on the current state of play and my overdraft, Ben.
2 winners each on the last round of top, middle and bottom.
Oh, is it?
Clyde, obviously.
Yes.
Me down. Minus 1 return for me. Elgin, obviously let you down, Tony. Always Clyde and Elgin. You picked up plus 0.8 points return. Current totals, me plus 27.48, Tony minus 36.86. On to this week, my top, middle and bottom is top Ayr to beat Hamilton at 4-7. Ayr have wobbled a little bit in recent games. This is one they should be winning, though. Ayr score goals for fun at home. The division's top scorers at home, and Hamilton are extremely leaky at the back on the road. So an Ayr win for me in the top. Middle, Cove Rangers to beat Stenhouse Muir at evens. This will likely be a tight match, but I'm going to side with Cove Rangers, who seem to have got their home form sorted. And a win here will give them a bit of breathing space in second and keep the pressure on Arbroath at the top. So Cove Rangers for me in the middle. And bottom, Stranraer to beat Forfar at 13-10. Stranraer have really picked up in recent weeks. They tanked league leaders East Fife 3-0 last week at East Fife. And the week before, they held second place Peterhead to a 0-0 draw. In the last 10 games, Stranraer have pulled in the joint most points of any team in the league. And amazingly, the playoffs are a possibility for them. So I'm going to take them and continue their charge up the league with a win here against bottom of the table Forfar, giving me a top, middle and bottom of top Ayr, middle Cove Rangers, bottom Stranraer. Tony, what you got?
I have Partick Thistle to beat Wraith Rovers at 13-10. Partick are unbeaten in 4 since striker Brian Graham took over as player manager, and they can continue that form with a win here. Partick Thistle to beat Wraith Rovers at 13-10. Middle, Montrose to beat Annan at evens. Often tight matches between these two, but Montrose have only lost 1 in 14 against Annan. So I'm going for a home win here for Montrose. Montrose to beat Annan at even money. And bottom, Spartans to beat Elgin City at 21-20. Spartans are the form team between these two right now, and a win will put them into the playoff places. I'm going for the Spartans to get that win here at 21-20. Spartans to beat Elgin City at 21-20. All right. We did rush that, Ben, but we've got loads of time. But we've done very well, especially as we're running out of time on the old Zoom thing, which is free. So we love free things. Many thanks for listening. Latest edition of the Racing Podblast. Very best luck with your bets at Kelso this weekend, gang. And you can catch me on 3B's Radio every morning, Monday to Friday. Heritage Chart Radio between 1 and 4. And you can catch more from Ben over on narrowinthefield.co.uk. narrowinthefield.co.uk. Ben, you've got something that you're selling as well. If you want to give that a plug, plenty of time, mate.
Well, if anybody's wanting some Cheltenham Festival notes, then head over to the blog. There is, how many pages I got? 17 pages. 17? There's 59 horses, which is kind of annoying because I like round numbers. I wish it was 60 horses that I'd mentioned in the notes, but it's only 59. But yeah, head over to the blog. Fiver, if anybody wants it. Some good comments from some people that have picked up already. So excellent. If you want Cheltenham Festival notes, head over to the website. You'll get them there. Yeah,
narrowinthefield.co.uk, and just a £5, by the way. Just a £5. Absolute steal. Thanks. Cheers, Ben, and we'll see you all again next week.